All right, welcome to Communities. And just want to say before we jump in, thank you to all the leaders who've stepped up to the plate to lead a group. It means a lot. You guys, in many ways, are the front lines, really, of pastoral ministry, of discipleship at our church. And so I really just can't thank you enough for doing that. Those of you guys who are jumping into a group for the first time, thank you for taking that step. We are in a really important season together as a church where we are taking a 2-year discipleship and generosity journey called First, Greater Than All Things. And over the next 6 weeks, we're going to walk through some scriptures. We're going to be together in community. And I just really want to challenge you over these 6 weeks to do all you can to bring this guidebook. You'll notice as you lay it out, probably the place to start is to put your name on it. So, if you leave it somewhere, if you leave it at group, which I know you won't, or if you leave it at church, you just want to throw your name on there and just bring it with you. There's some really helpful resources in this. There's some vision pages and stuff like that. But if you'll head over to section on page 28, it has our sermon notes as well as group questions. And you'll see right here is the sermon from this past Sunday, October 1st, where we talked about Colossians. There's the scripture here on this page, and there's some questions that you'll find on the page next to it. And the hope is that this will guide some of the time in our community groups. Obviously, there's times you're going to go down a rabbit trail and you're going to deal with stuff, but we really want to take some time to look at this passage and wrestle through what does it look like if Christ was really first in my life. And so, again, I really want to encourage you to do all you can to bring this book, and then a challenge for our groups if they would just be praying for this initiative. This is a huge opportunity for us as a church to build a space to reach more people, to take the first steps of that. And it really does matter. It's really going to result in people coming to hear the gospel and hopefully to meet Jesus. And I'm excited for it. This past week we talked about Colossians and this beautiful picture where Paul just really lays out the supremacy of Christ. And he talks about how Jesus is first in creation. He's the creator God. He's first in the church. He's first in the resurrection among the dead. That in everything he's first. And I love when he says that all things have been created by him and for him. And the truth is, everything we have in our lives has been created by God, and ultimately everything we have and our very life is for him. Our lives are lived as an act of worship for him. And what does it look like to recognize that everything else in all creation is by him and for him? And the hard question, but what about my life? Is he first in my life? Is he best in my life? As we take these next 2 years, and the hope is that every single person will take a step. There'll be 100% engagement towards what does it look like to take a step of discipleship and generosity to put him first. And so I hope you guys have a great discussion. Again, please push in. Please be praying as a church. I hope you have your commitment card. I hope you put it somewhere special in your house. I hope if you're married, you and your spouse are praying together for that. If you already lost it and need one, don't be afraid to grab it and we'll get it to you. And as you're praying through that commitment, whether it's just you or your spouse, also be praying that maybe some of you would be ready to respond. And remember, on Sunday evening, October 22nd, there's the Advanced Commitment Night. And our prayer is that the leaders would go first, but also if you feel like I know what response looks like, that you would also join us on October 22nd and you'd be part of Advanced Commitment Night.